Well, thank you very much, Mildred. I'm coming to you from St. Apollo Church here in Nkumba Baita Babili Katabi Town Council, Wakiso District, this beautiful afternoon. Of course, the resurrection of Jesus Christ is a sign of hope according to the message that has been preached inside the church here. The insecurity and the escalating prices on commodities that is going on in the country is another thing that has been prayed for in the country here. But many people, as they celebrate this Easter, the resurrection of Jesus Christ, a lot has been talked about, and many things, including how parents should now take the responsibility to look after their children who are now into a holiday, among other things. But joining me this time is the Reverend of this church who has been leading Mass. That's the Reverend Nathan Mulondo, to just paint for us a picture of those things that have been prayed for in church as he led the service here. Welcome to NTV.
Thank you, NTV. Want to appreciate God for you and the ministry you're doing.
Yeah, we want to understand, you have been leading prayers in here. What exactly have you been pointing the message that you're telling believers?
The message we are telling believers, of course, that Jesus is risen from the dead, and that means there is hope to live again. So we have been impacted by a number of effects of COVID-19, and many people are still stranded in the effects. But we now have hope we can live again. We are celebrating Easter, the good thing that the children are back home. We want to appreciate the schools and the way that God has taken care of them. But we've been praying and asking parents that this is the time to give to their children. I want to pray that our dear parents, you stop coaching the children during holiday. This is a time you have them to stay with them and nurture them, teach them good morals, see how they have been studying, see how they are trying to get up with life. That at the end of the holiday, you'd pick something, you go and tell the teachers on where they need to put a point, an emphasis, that we see this child grows holistically.
You also talked about the escalating prices on commodities and insecurity in Karamoja. What can you tell us about that, and what did you exactly mean in your message?
The escalating prices, of course, are causing a lot of fears amidst Ugandans, and of course the impact is general. But of course we want to ask the government, because it has the power and the position to get into this. And we see, because what is most scary is that it's the essentials that are becoming a challenge. Look at soap. Any local Ugandan desires soap. Look at sugar. Look at those petty things. They seem petty, but they are very, very important. So we are saying that the government still has a position to come in and settle. We need to pray. We have paid for our security in Kalamoja. Our brothers and sisters, we suppose they're not even there in their churches, some of them. They could be at the bush hiding, others on the run. The parents are maybe in camps and the children are not safe. That is a very bad signal to Uganda. We want to pray that there is security in Kalamoja. Because once we take it literally and take it simple, the effects will come back to this side. We normally see these kids out on the streets, and many other things are going to come. We want to pray there should be such sanity. And even those who are involved and those who are behind insecurity, we want to pray there is the resurrection of Jesus Christ will change them and come to live as normal Ugandans. We desire to see sanity everywhere in Uganda for the growth and for the prosperity of our country, Uganda. But I believe the power of his resurrection, once we are attentive to it, once it's applied in our lives, we shall change the Uganda. We shall see the government taking its position, and every Uganda shall enjoy this Uganda.
Well, thank you very much. For time reasons, we'll leave it here. But Reverend, thank you very much for making time to speak to us.
Thank you, NTV, and we pray that the power of resurrection continue to use it for God's glory.
Thank you so
Amen.
much. Okay. Nathan Mulondo is the Reverend Father who has just been leading service here at St. Apollo Church in Nkumba Baita Babili Katabi Town Council. But of course, like he has rightly put it, the insecurity, the escalating prices on commodities, and also the children who are into holidays, saying parents should really take their responsibility. But of course, the resurrection of Jesus Christ, it still stands, and it's a sign of hope that all this one day, one time will have an end. But for time reasons, Mildred, I want to come back to you in the studios. Very good afternoon to you and our audience.